Hey guys, so I have a few housekeeping things to cover first before I get into the actual conversation, and I apologize for that. First and foremost, thank you to Kate for mentioning us in her last video. That was so amazing, and we've recently almost, if not actually, quadrupled our subscriber base, which is really shocking, mind-blowing, really. I didn't think we'd get anywhere close to 200, but we passed it last night, which was really awesome. So thank you so much, and thank you to the people who stopped by and subscribed and are now a part of our crew. That seems weird. I feel like a pirate now. Anywho, I hope that you guys continue the conversation with us down in the comments, because we really do enjoy when people leave their own opinions. It's very interesting to see what other people have to say as well. And I really do like when other people get to converse with us one-on-one, or even get to converse with each other without us even interfering with that. That's really awesome. I see that happening in the comments below. Really fantastic. So I really do encourage that. The other thing you can do in your comments is leave challenge ideas. Every Friday we do challenges. We will keep anything in mind, really. So leave challenge ideas on the most recent video when you think of them. That would be really awesome. And yeah, we choose from what you guys say as opposed to just thinking them on our own. You guys really do have the power here. If you're interested in what we're saying, we talk about it more, and if you're not as interested, we don't talk about it as much, because you are the people that matter here. You have the power, we're just here to talk. The last thing, one or two people have mentioned a little bit of concern with catching up on the conversation thus far. If you have that concern, the best way to catch up would be to go back to the beginning, very first videos. We've only been here for about a month now, so if you want to go back to the beginning, it shouldn't take too long if you have a spare day to watch all of our videos. If you don't have the time for that, if you just don't want to do that, we can't blame you. That is a lot to ask of like 150 people. If you just want to go back to like last week's conversation, or even just the beginning of this week's conversation, you get caught up pretty quickly, and we move on fairly steadily, so you won't be too behind, really, honestly. You get caught up pretty quickly, but I would recommend watching the beginning of this week before watching mine, because it's going to be a jumbled mess if you don't understand what I'm talking about. So, with all that covered, my lungs hurt, I'm going to go talk now about the actual stuff. By the way, if you don't know who I am, I'm Jeff. I do Wednesdays here, obviously, and I do the third of every 4 Fridays. Okay, so last night, in preparation for what I'm going to say today, I talked to a friend online. It was just to sort of clear my mind and get things out onto figurative paper. And that was really nice and really helpful. So I came across a few things. Basically, our conversation has pretty much morphed into a conversation / debate of online versus real life relationships. And I must say that I am a huge advocate for online relationships. Of course, I still believe in real relationships, because it'd be kind of silly if I didn't. But I am a huge advocate for online relationships. I think they can be fantastic and wonderful and just as good as real life relationships. In fact, my first semester of university last year, I wrote a research paper on online relationships and online dating and things like that, which was really fun, actually, because I'm really glad that we're covering this. So I really do believe that they can work and can be really fantastic. But what I noticed in a lot of the research that I did was that the goal for online daters was to eventually meet up and eventually settle down and have a real relationship, because that's what we're used to as a society. People in the world are used to settling down together as opposed to settling down apart, because a relationship is supposed to be together. But is it really? I mean, some people can manage having that distance gap. There were long-distance relationships before the internet existed. Obviously, they worked for only some people, though. For some people, it couldn't work at all. For some people, it worked really well. So I think it could work even better for those people on the internet, because now they have things like textual communication that's instant, as opposed to delayed through email or delayed through letters and whatnot. And they have video chatting and things like that, and technology is getting better and better as the days go on, and so there's even more opportunities on the way for online daters. So, I mean, if it works for those two people who are in that relationship, then that's fantastic, but for some people, for a lot of people, it just doesn't work. And that's a sad deal, but that's just how it is. And this sort of somehow got me thinking about what it is that makes a relationship different from a platonic relationship. Because, I mean, I've held hands with my friends before. That doesn't mean we're dating. I've hugged them. I've seen many friends kiss before. That doesn't mean they're dating. That doesn't mean they have any interest with each other. I know friends that like each other, but haven't decided to date and don't plan on dating because they just don't think it'll work out, and so that doesn't decide it either. And there are obviously people out there that have sex and have no plans of settling down together, so the final goal must be to settle down together, but does it have to be together? You know, settling down together was this age-old idea that you get married and you have kids and you raise your kids and you have a family and you have a dog and a cat out in your backyard with your porch swing and all that fun stuff. But I mean, if you don't want to get married and you don't want to have kids, why not an internet relationship? Wouldn't it work? In could. I mean, if internet marriage was real, then that would work as well. You'd be married. You just wouldn't see them physically. You could still see them, though, because we have video chatting and stuff like that. And as technology gets better, like I said, we have even more possibilities that right now we can't even think of. So, I mean, why wouldn't it work for some people? It just seems a little silly to me when people think that online relationships can't work at all, ever. For some people, I think they're really fantastic. For me personally, though, it's not enough. For me personally, I need some sort of physical interaction, and it doesn't even have to be the physical stuff. Just knowing that they're there is important in a relationship, and I feel like it's that way for a lot of people. Just knowing that they're there beside you or they're in front of you is really, really important for me, and I know a lot of people agree with me on that, and so it is sort of up for debate, but it's sort of a personal thing. It's not really a debate, it's just a personal opinion. Like, yes, I would be okay with online dating because I don't need that person to be there. I just need to be able to talk to them. I just need to be able to share with them, to bounce ideas off of them, and to be able to share anything I want with them, and they'd be okay with that. But some people need something more, and so it's sort of an opinion-based thing, and that's what I've gathered from all of this. Some people might disagree, and I'd be really excited if you were. I'm excited to see what Katie has to say tomorrow, because she always has a lot of witty things to say. So, Katie, I will see you tomorrow, and guys, I'll see you next week. Bye!